Hello, welcome to another FingerNailFixer video. Today I'd like to cover working with smile lines in gel. I have my favorite gel product and my favorite gel brush. And gel product and brush are both going to be personal preference, so use what works the best for you. Scooping up a pretty good section of the white. Notice that it creates a little tail, and the way that you create that little tail is by picking up your gel from the center and not wiping the brush along the edges, and it creates a nice little tail. Let's take our little friend string that we've created with the tail and imagine where you want the corners of your smile line to be. Then place that tail right at that corner, bring it down, and use the tail to draw the smile. Do the same thing on the other side, using that tail to come down and just draw that smile. Now it's a little easier to do our gel application because we've created the smile line. So instead of trying to manipulate the gel and work the smile line into place, it's already there. The next part for me that I find makes things easier is to wipe the gel off the brush. That way it's placed on the nail and ready to go. There's a thin film of gel on the brush, which also makes it easier to work with. Next comes brush angle. Turning this tip to the side so that you can easier see what I'm doing. You want to hold your brush at about a 45-degree angle while you work with the gel in that zone 1 or extension edge of the nail, and gently come into contact with the gel. Notice that I'm not really pushing it down and I'm not lifting the brush up. I'm gently moving the brush either side to side or in circular motions, just barely in contact with the surface. Looking at that from the top, I'm going to gently hold the brush at that 45-degree angle and slowly coax the gel into place. As I go towards a side that would be near skin, I'm going to turn the gel brush, because when you turn your gel brush to the side like that, it helps prevent getting the gel on the skin because you've got your brush there to control the gel versus coming into contact with the skin. Keep that 45-degree angle and roll the brush when you go to the side so that the narrow side of the brush is towards the skin and much less likely to push product against the skin. We're starting kind of halfway off the center and then rolling the brush as we push it up so that the back corner of the brush is what's pushing product towards that side instead of the entire brush or the center of the brush. And because we've been keeping that brush at a 45-degree angle, it's starting to create that apex as well as taper down the product so that when you're finished working with your white, you're already beginning to create the finished shape of the nail, which makes for less filing. Just going to come in and gently manipulate a little bit more gel where I want it. A lot of whites are not self-leveling due to the pigment, so you want to get them as smooth as you can to eliminate any shadowing. Once you feel like you've got your white nice and smooth, you want to come in and clean up that smile line. Ideally, you can clean it up with a brush cleaned out with a little bit of IPA, or you can clean it out with a brush that has a little bit of clear gel worked into it. Just use your brush. Start a little ways away from the smile line so that your hairs of your brush tuck and crisp up your line. Clean the brush out and do any crisping or tucking necessary. And I notice that I've got just a little bit of a bulge here, so I'm going to pull that forward. And same thing on this side, I'm just going to gently pull that forward. And once you're pretty happy with your smile line, go ahead and place that in the lamp and lock it into place for 10 seconds or whatever your gel manufacturer recommends. That 10 seconds is going to keep the gel in place so that you can continue working on the other nails without having to worry that your client bumps that smile line out of place that you worked so hard for. I hope this helps you with your gel smile lines. Please click subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks for joining me.